wrap-up / reading vlog for May. I thought I would combine the two because it sounded a bit fun, and May is the spring month in Norway, so my allergies are a bit all over the place. If you don't know who I am, my name is Elin, and this is Lunacha Books, and I tend to talk about books and things related to my reading and books. So the first book I've actually managed to finish so far this month is Beasts of Prey. I finished this yesterday. Today is 4th of May. I really enjoy this. Beasts of Prey is written by Ayana Gray, which is a Black American author. She uses a lot of Pan-African folklore and culture as inspiration for her book. It's full of suspense. I love the magic system. And then I started The Vegetarian by Han Kang, which is a South Korean author. So far, it's very well written, but it's such a horrible thing. This should come with a lot of content warnings. I actually looked it up on Book Trigger Warnings, the webpage. Couldn't find it there. And there's quite a bit of content warning for this book. I normally just put the content warnings down in the description box, so I will try to do that. But yeah, it's not for the faint-hearted. I'm not sure if I read this differently because I am a vegan. One of the characters in the book, the wife of the sort of main character, is a vegan. It's said that she's a strict vegetarian, but that is actually what a lot of vegans were called previously. Also, still in some cultures they say strict vegetarians rather than vegans. A really interesting read so far, not an easy read. Yesterday I actually had to put it down because I wasn't actually managing to stomach what I was reading after a while. I will continue reading this. I am enjoying it in some ways, even though there's so many horrible things happening. Will be very interesting to see how it ends.
And here's a reminder to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and press that little bell icon so that you don't miss out on any videos.
Good morning. I am still in bed, but I thought I would pop by before I start my day and talk about a couple of books. The thing is, I finished The Vegetarian by Han Kang a few days ago, and it was a really well-written book in my opinion, but the beginning of it made me really angry. It's very hard to say who's the main character because you have Young-hee, which is the wife or the vegetarian in the book, but we never see anything from her perspective or her point of view. Only a few segments where she talks about dreams and things like that, but you don't really get to understand her thoughts and her feelings. There's nothing about that, but you do see the people around her and how they act, which not great, to be honest. I felt very uncomfortable reading parts of this. It really made me angry because you could like see how people try to force her to eat meat, and there's also a rape scene. There's also a lot of other things. So this book probably comes with a lot of content warnings. I couldn't find any on Book Trigger Warning, and I don't know why, because it's a well-known book. It was the winner of the Man Booker International Prize in 2016. It's a really well-written book about sexism and a lot of things. It's like, you know, when you've read a book and it makes kind of an impact on you, but it's still hard to talk about it because there's all these feelings, and around this book I have all these feelings, but so well written. So I finished it, and that's a good thing. It's a book crossing book, and I will probably take it with me next time I'm going to London, because I have booked another trip to London, baby. I'm going in July. I also have started reading I Was Born for This by Alice Oseman. My bookmark forward almost fell out. So I only read this little part chunk here, not a lot. So far I am really enjoying it. I mean, it's Alice Oseman. How can you not love Alice Oseman's books? They are so good. This has two main characters. One of the main characters is a Muslim girl. The other main character is a trans gay boy. It's a really good read so far, and I'm going to continue this. While reading this, I actually realized that for the Queerlit Readathon round 9, it would probably fit the neurodivergent main character, but I'm reading this now rather than for the readathon because I really wanted to. I think Alice Oseman is becoming one of my favorite authors, especially for young adults. I actually started reading A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, I think that's the title, yesterday, and it's another book crossing book on my shelf that I wanted to read because I am trying to read more of the book crossing books on my shelf because I have so many and I need to get on with reading them. A few days ago, I finished I Was Born for This by Alice Oseman. She has lots of representation, which I love. It was just a really good book. I was also reading A Tree Grows in Brooklyn by Betty Smith. I must admit that this book is not my cup of tea, so I actually DNF'd it. I am not going to use time on a book that I don't like. I have also started reading Gallant by V.E. Schwab, and I'm actually going to go and continue reading this with a cup of coffee before I head to work. just wanted to check in and say that I actually finished Gallant by V.E. Schwab last week. I really enjoyed it. It's kind of horror, I think, young adult horror. It's a really nice book. There's not really any romance, so that's kind of cool. Quite enjoyed it. I also started a new book called Men du ser ikke syk ut by Ragnhild Holmås, which is a book on invisible illnesses. It's really good for me to read this. I'm not sure if I am the main target though, because I have an invisible illness. I suffer from a migraine disease, which can be really hard. Like yesterday, which was the 17th of May, which is the Constitution Day of Norway, huge celebration, while I was spending the day inside in a dark room, either sleeping or playing computer games, because that was all I had the energy for. Today I have been feeling crap as well after yesterday, so I was working from home. I was fortunate enough to be able to work from home yesterday, and I've been feeling really crap and not great. And my next read will be Løperne by Olga Tokarczuk. I can't remember the English title of this book. I think it might be The Flight, The Runners, something like that. I don't remember, but it was recommended to me by Silja. I will link to her channel down below. I still haven't read anything by this author before, so that will be interesting. I've heard good things. I haven't been in the best place mentally lately, so I decided that I would stop reading Flights and maybe try read it again another time. I borrowed it at the library, so I handed it back. I had read almost halfway through and realized I didn't really remember anything. So I thought it would be better to just hand it back, pick it up at another time and try to read it when I'm in another place mentally, because right now it's not working. Instead, I picked up The Brightsiders by Jen Wilde. I know that Jen Wilde has written some other young adult books and she reads queer young adult books, but I haven't read any of her previous works. So this is my first by Jen Wilde. So far I am really enjoying it. It's a fun read, really, and I'm excited to see how it continues. I've read about 46%, I think it is. I borrowed it from the library in the Overdrive app, so I'm reading it on my Kobo, which is great. It is the last day of May. It's also quite late, so I'm going to bed shortly, but I thought I would just sum up May. I managed to finish 6 books. I started a book and didn't finish it because I thought I would read it later on, which was Flight. Then there was one book that I just DNF'd. I'm not going to read it. It was A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. Not interested in reading that at all. I finished the last book today, which was The Brightsiders, I decided to go to a cafe and read after work, which is just really nice to do. The Brightsiders was the first book by Jen Wiles that I've read, and I really want to read more books by the author because the author seems to do diversity really well. There were LGBTQ+, different ethnical backgrounds. That was really good. I am going to Tromsø on Friday, but on Sunday the Queer Lit Readathon starts. I am looking forward to that. I haven't really made a TBR because I just didn't have the spoons to do that. I'll just read whatever I fancy. Before I get there, I have a book that I want to finish that I have started, and that is Solitaire by Alice Oseman. Yes, I am reading another Alice Oseman book. But I guess that's it. A month is over. This was May. I hope it wasn't too bad. I thought it was kind of an interesting way to do it. I will see you in my next video. Bye.